All right, Taurus, let's see what's going on with your love life here. Taurus Risings, too. Queen of Swords reversed is your first card here. You did get a Six of Swords upright here as your challenge. And you got an Ace of Swords in reverse. And your way through this is a Three of Cups. I almost feel like there's this amazing direction to go, but I feel like you're afraid to take it. I feel like you're almost... Now, that might sound weird. I'm going to get clarifying. Yeah, I knew it. You think you're going somewhere, but you're not. The universe is taking you down a different road that's much more of a party. But so this is you. I'm traveling, or I'm taking this road that I think is amazing. No, you're not. Queen of Swords reversed. You haven't been thinking straight. You're doing something that's not in alignment for your love life, for your happiness. Ace of Swords reversed. This is a lot of where you're just too much in your head and you can't find what to do and you're stuck in your head. And your challenge is also like, well, maybe I know where I'm going, but I don't think you do. And I don't think that you know how to have fun anymore. And I think that you need to know how to be around people and be more sociable. And I think you're trying to do everything on your own. Page of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. I mean, I think it's like you're stalling any offers, or anybody offers you an offer, you're like, no. It's like you're cold, but you're almost like too cold, or you're giving too many excuses. And I think that that's where you have to stop. I think that you have a lot of excuses right now that are really just about mind issues. But people are there to help you and help you get you to a better place, but you are not wanting that for some reason. Look at this, the sorrow that comes from not going where I haven't figured out the answers, or I haven't known what to say or do. And this is kind of weird because whether you're in a relationship or single, this Five of Cups with this Ace of Swords reversed is just like, it's like I don't ever see a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't even see a truth anymore. I don't even know what to do. And I think your problem is that you're blocking people from allowing them to come in. I'm going to pull one more. Yeah, King of Pentacles. Even somebody who has everything that you would need to do to get you out of the situations that you feel in your own personal life or where you really want to go, you're blocking them too. And Justice reversed. Being unfair, not thinking straight, and cutting people completely off and sitting in sorrow land and not opening up. That's kind of sad. Wow. And you know what? If you think somebody's cutting you off, it's more look in the mirror. Especially with all those reversals. And I even love how these cards are reflective. What's going on, Avalon? I hope you don't pick a grain. I still don't like a grain. Even to this day.
Card's tainted.
Oh, Chalice Hill came out. But this is the card of faith. This is the card of wellness. This is the card of yin and yang. It is the card of balance. But, you know, it's willing to take and receive the offers from the divine in the cup and bring it all in. That's what you're not doing, though. So you have trouble receiving right now. That's the issue. People are there, love is there, and all that, but no. You need to go to Chalice Hill and find that it takes yin and yang. It takes the balance. It takes this beautiful faith and accepting and receiving from the universe. I don't know why, but why are you so afraid to receive the good stuff from the universe? Pool of Christ light. Open your heart and spread unconditional love. You want to know the answer to your problems right now? That's what you have to do. And that's a party that you could be having. Open your heart. Spread unconditional love. It's a 28 card. It's the Pool of Christ light. Like, go out there and show your light instead of, and accept and the energy and then be the light. That's what's going to save you. Doing good things and being around good energy and being around love and happiness. Like, I think you're too stubborn and I only want to go this one direction, but it's not taking you there. You haven't found that. What's up with all this stuff? But first we have to pull an astral card. What's going on with this? This is Ninth house, faith. That came up again. Faith and faith. 33, 9 card. I feel like this is definitely a moment for you to test your faith and learn to accept beautiful things and open the doors. Open the doors to open your heart. I mean, this is that's a celebration to have, but you are being very stubborn and that's your challenge and you're going, I'm going this direction and it's like, I'm going to be this person that's going in a direction and I'm all just bundled up and it was horrible and I'm in hell. I think that you're creating the hell in your own life right now. By staying so segregated, by staying in, not receiving, by not opening up, by not spreading the heart, the love, but you have to learn how to bring in the love first from the divine to let out the love too, right? Let out the Christ light. You got to receive Christ to give Christ's love out. Love conquers all. Enduring loyalty, eternal love, lasting commitment. Look at you, but nope. Nope, the judge doesn't want to hear that. Love doesn't conquer all, sorrow does. And I don't know where I'm going and I can't figure out my problems. Well, maybe it's love that's the answer to your problems and that love conquers all. Look at that. And that's the wolves that got your back. This is like the simplest reading I've read in a long time. Up, alone in the world, that's your shadow, the shadow. It can't even be more clear. This is your issue. I'm alone in the world. I'm not going to let anybody in. Wow. You pulled inner knowing. I think that well, you know what? I'm going to pull another one because inner knowing of what? Divine support. Oh, the divine support's trying to come through. You know it, but you're blocking it. And the only way to change everything, the answers that you're looking for, because you have answers that you're trying to find. Queen of Swords reverse, Ace of Swords reverse, and it's almost creating you to be kind of cold. You got great offers you're denying. You got the people who have everything you need that you're denying. You're being unjust, sitting in your sorrows. Divine support's here, and you know about it, and you got to let it in order to open up the more powerful doors here. Well, we'll pull one more card to confirm all that. The Tower. Look at you. It's time for a miraculous change to happen. You have built this tower up all alone, and it's coming down. So you can have support to be caught at the bottom of it. If you're single, what are you doing sitting in undecisiveness? There's nothing to be undecided about. You're being called to rise to something that you feel you can see clearly. It's like you already know the decision to make, but you need to stand up and go towards it. The angels are calling towards it. What are you doing? If you're in a relationship, Page of Wands, you need to show some love and happiness and positivity because maybe your partner's not happy with you or you're waiting for that from your partner. But I feel like with all these cards, like you haven't been showing it. Oh, Page of Cups reversed. So I think that you're throwing the fake out. Like, no, everything's good. I love you, but you're not showing the emotion or you're not really having the exciting and fun time. There's some sort of stress going on here that you need to get rid of. Like, and that's through love. It's not through, well, let me first remove the stress. You're not accepting the love to do that in your sex life. It could be fucking out of this world, crazy, beautiful, and seductive and mysterious. Wow. The High Priestess for that? Ooh. Wow. What's going on with this? Well, this flew out. Take control. I feel like that might be either an issue that you're doing. You're trying to take control of a situation, but you're also controlling everybody and it's in your wake. We'll get a clarifying card with that. Soulmate. Well, take control of getting back into finding. There's a soulmate situation here. Messages from Spirit are coming through to take control of your soulmate. Not like control them, but take control of the situation. Let's see what villain you are being, Taurus. What is the villain that you are being? I don't let anybody in. Nobody's allowed in here. I'm just going to be alone. Myself, forever. We pull a card to help you see what you're self-sabotaging yourself with this week as the villain. From a Disney villain set. You got the 10 of Wands. You know what? You're the villain. He's like, I have too much on my plate, too much weight. Oh, God. You just gave an apple and tried to kill, and you're like, oh, I have too much weight. You need to drop the weight and accept love. You are acting like there's too much on your plate when you don't have anything that's good on your plate. So you're like, I need to get all the good or get all the stuff off my plate. No, it's like you need to put good stuff on your plate. Just let go of everything else. That'll change your life, make you feel much better. Your Astro Dice are, you got the 10th house here, Aries, Mercury. Yeah, I think that you need to be very clear about what you want, and you need to be clear on making a new direction. And I think that you need to be clear on setting the goals and being clear on what you really want in life instead of missing the opportunities because what? Like you're too afraid? You need to realize that the answers that you want are by actually fate, by destiny, and by things that are in alignment and not pushing them away. Back to you, Brian. I'm going to piss.
All right. Hey, that was last week with Taurus too. I had a good long talk with Taurus. All right. Not about a grain. He's going to get a grain tattooed on his ass. Don't talk to me, a grain. All right, Taurus, let's have a talk again. This is, I think, a big moment for you about beliefs. You know, there's a lot that has been happening with the retrogrades and all the planets in your ninth in Capricorn. So you're finally figuring out the story. And I would say that out of all the signs, Taurus, it really is your time. North Node in the 1st, Saturn in the 10th. Even Jupiter met with Saturn in 2020 on the solstice, or on the winter solstice in your 10th house. I mean, this is really the time for Tauruses. So you have to be willing to have faith. You have to be willing to change the story. And right now with Jupiter and Neptune meeting in your 11th and the sextile with Mars and Venus in your 9th, you know, you got to let people in too. You have to network. You have to have connections, but you also have to be really, truly authentic and rebellious for who you are as an individual. So your beliefs have to be correlated with your individuality, that is your genius, that is taking you to the highest point in your life, that is your true identity, that is the greatest value. So your relationships have to be built around that too. And I think that you can isolate yourself or not be seeing clearly like the beautiful connections that are showing up in your life to help you build this great tower that I think you're trying to build. And I think this tower would be gold. You know, it was a great deck for Tauruses with the gold. So, you know, what are you going to do right now when it comes to love? Are you going to let people in and let the story change? Are you going to keep building a magical story? Are you already in it? I mean, these are questions I think you have to figure out. And I think that it is that time of figuring it out without overlooking the detail. It's like, fix the story if the story isn't the top, if it isn't what you really, really want. So as stories change, you start to realize there's more unique paths to get what you want, and they start opening up in magical ways. And you got to let people in. People are going to be the most abundant thing in your life. You have an Aquarius 10th house, and your 11th house is Pisces with Jupiter and Neptune conjuncting and with the sun there. Like, you need people to get to the top. And you even have a Scorpio 7th house, right? So you have to have those intense bonds with the tribe, with the community, with the people that can help you get there. It doesn't have to be all on your own. You can be stingy with your energy or stingy with so much of the old story. And I think that's where you're in this time right now where this is changing. Let people in. Let love in. Let magic in. People are magic. So every connection is super important. And does that mean that disconnection might have to be a thing to get the best connection? Maybe. If that's where the story's going. You know, maybe you have to ask yourself that. And be kind of serious, because with the North Node and Uranus in your 1st house and getting ready to have eclipses in your 1st house and 7th house, like, remember, your focus isn't necessarily on someone else. It's on your mission. It's on your identification. And if people aren't in alignment with that or fully connected, then they're not there to help you, and they're not tribe, or they're not lovers, or they're not whatever. So this is a very powerful time for Tauruses to make the biggest leaps. A good example of a Taurus right now, or he's actually a Taurus rising, he's a Capricorn sun, is Jake Paul. Ever since that conjunction happened in his 10th, on his midheaven, he's just blowing up in the boxing world. So a little, you know, segue, but this is where Tauruses can just, I mean, sure, he was on YouTube before, but this is where you can blow up to the next level of what the mission is. But I think you also have to have a good group of people around you, good love around you, good everything, because Taurus has to have the goodness all the time, and the people are part of that goodness, and you have to let in the ones that are great and say bye-bye and disconnect, unplug, or hit the circuit breaker and shut it off, because really the belief around people can be changing too. So maybe you're learning to see more clearly about the beliefs or the ideals that you had about people and who was going to go into the future and who was going to go to the top with you. And now it's that choice time of identifying with that. So hopefully that was helpful. Kind of glancing at the chat a little bit because I'm not as big of a talker as David. David can talk forever. Mercury on the ascendant. My new desk? Oh, thank you, Paulina. Oh, yes, David's back. I just gave them the business. Right, Taurus? Did I give you the business? I thought I hit him good.
Did you get those cows to finally stop from tipping over?
I hope they're going to stop tipping over. Can't have no cow tipping right now. You got to have that support from the other cows around you right now so that if you are getting tipped over, somebody can catch you. And if they're not catching you, then do they fit in the story?
It was weird
Right.
too because all those Edgar Allan Poe cards, you remember I was going to do that and then they all flew away and they were like, no, that was the message they were supposed to hear. And especially probably from you with the astrology too. So it was like they got all this like divine intervention that just came in. And that's the whole thing. Are you afraid of divine intervention, Taurus? Not intervention on Annie. Did you ever used to watch that show?
What show?
Intervention?
Yeah, I saw a couple episodes of Intervention. I had to have a spiritual intervention when I was waking up. My wife, she thought I was going crazy, and she called my whole family to have a intervention.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a true story.
I think my family thought I went crazy and stuff like that, even though I left the house when I was 18. So like when I was going through mine, like they were just like, you're crazy. You're like, like I just always had the, like, whenever I showed up to family functions, like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was wild because I was like, wow, I just like really, am happy to be alive and have faith and like treat people better, and I'm crazy for it. Okay. All right.